Good morning, stamping friends. How is everyone doing today? Are you all ready for the 4th of July weekend plans? And what does everyone have up their sleeve? Well, we are just hanging out here again. Same thing, different day. I'm just starting to get my food ready, so that'll be fun. Of course, I start with my sweets and treats for the menu, and then I work backwards, like what would go with Rice Krispie bars or what would go with banana cream pie. Yes, I'm definitely a sweets person, and so like I said in my post, you'll find out why this is one of my favorite sets in the new catalog. So I wanted to share a few things with you in case you didn't know. Bonus days is going on at Stampin' Up. That means for every $50 that you spend now until the end of the month, July 31st, you will receive a $5 coupon for every $50 that you spend. And those are redeemable next month. So remember, next month we can order from the new catalog. I have mine right here. And you know what, this time I did not use the mailing selector that we can use with Stampin' Up, because I think my people got it maybe 2 to 3 weeks after it came out, so I'm just gonna mail them out. So if you're a customer of mine, I would be happy to send you one. If you're not, just let me know and I can just arrange the little bit of shipping to help offset the cost. So hi, I see some familiar friends that are hopping on. How are you guys? Okay, so that's bonus days, so make sure you take advantage of that. And I'm trying to think, I wanted to tell you my Cozy Craft Retreat, which is one of my favorite events to plan, has taken a turn this year because of the whole COVID thing. I am working on it, and there's still going to be a Cozy Craft Retreat. However, it's going to be in a box to go, like a retreat in a box. So you're still going to get fun projects and brand new products from the holiday catalog. And I am working on the registration, and I hope to have that done in the next day or two. So please watch my Facebook Live or Facebook pages and my blog, and I'll also send out a newsletter. And so that way you can register. There'll be a link right there to register. I am making a limited amount, so make sure you don't wait on that and sign up, because once all the slots are filled, then I'm going to cut it off. So, and the registration is going to be a little bit early because I want to be able to order all the product and not mess with back orders. And so anyway, just watch for details, because I'm getting closer to being done, and I'm already starting some of the projects that will be in there. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and you don't want to miss it. Even though we can't meet live, which is so fun, it's still going to be a great retreat in a box, and there'll be lots of fun projects, and I'm just like giddy excited. The bag alone is going to be worth the retreat. I'm not kidding. I think it's probably, let's see, this is my 5th retreat. It's probably my favorite one. So anyway, all right, well, let's get started stamping here. Let me do you can see my hand here, and let me flip my camera around. Let's see. Gosh, I'm having trouble here. Oh gosh, what is going on here? There we go. I accidentally hit some button, and I'm not sure what I hit, but it was doing some strange things. Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. All right, so like I said, this is one of my favorite, and I'm curious if you know what it is and if you like this stamp set as well. The stamp set that I'm going to be using is called Nothing's Better Than, and I am going to be doing a class to go. I'm thinking this is probably going to be my August one, so be watching. I'm saving some of my favorite projects for that one. They're in my head, but I haven't put them on paper yet. But this happens to be Connie Stewart's design, because she hit her $1 million mark. So boy, I did not realize Connie and I have a lot in common, although I'm not a drinker, so the cocktails one, but I still made a fun card, not that we're doing today, but I might put that one in the retreat or in the class to go. So aren't these fun? We got the sugar high, another sugar high, and coffee, and this is a nice little summer drink. So, and the sayings are just awesome. The adulting one, where is that? Because adulting is hard. This is just a really fun set. And then you get all these cute little dies. I know they're backwards because I have them upside down, but they have cut out letters and they're very fine and detailed. So this is just going to be a must-have stamp set. Even if you're not into cocktails, chocolate, cookie, or coffees, I'm sure someone that you know is. So it's just going to be a really fun set to work with. All right, let me show you the card. It's kind of a fun fold too. I call it my coffee lovers card. So, and I have my coffee going here. It's probably going to be cold by the time I'm done. But I'm using some of the new DSP that is in the in color pack. And then, or not in the in color, but it's actually from the one that I'm always using, Flowers for Every Season. It seems like it should be in the in color one because it's all one color there, but it's that cinnamon cider, which is going to be a great color to work with, especially for fall coming up. And and then it's just got a little flap here, and it opens up like that. All right, so let's get started. First, you are going to need your base of a card. And I think this is the smallest base I've ever worked with. This is 5.5 inches by 6 inches. Now be careful when you're creating this because it's kind of an optical illusion. It almost looks like a square, but it's a 1/2 inch different. So you want to make sure when you score it that you are scoring on the 6 inch side. So see how that's 6 inches and this is only 5.5. And you're gonna score it at 1 3/4. Actually, let me turn it this way because the score line is going to be on the left side. So just score it down there. And don't worry about measurements because I'm going to have the PDF on my blog. I already wrote it, and so that will be on my blog today. And then you can just print it off and you don't have to remember all these. So then once you're done with that, you're just going to fold on that score line. And this design is going to be great for any cards, or, you know, like with your DSP, a lot of times you'll have little pieces left over and you think, what can I do with it? This is a great card because the skinny piece can go right here, and really this is a great fold for any type of card that you do. All right, now don't laugh at my measurements because they are going to be the most bizarre measurements you've ever seen, and I'll tell you why they are. I mean, you're going to be like, really, Lori? Could you round it up to 1/16 of an inch? I'll tell you why when we get to the next part, but this one's pretty basic. This is just 5 1/4 by 1.5, and like you know, I always put the measurements on the back side because it's going to be covered up anyway. And this is Bumblebee, which is another new in color. So just center that on that little flap right here. And then the next will be the DSP. I chose to have the stripes going horizontally. And this one, where's my measurement? 5 1/8 by 1 3/8. That might seem a little weird of a measurement, but it's not bad compared to what you're going to see. All right, so then just adhere that and center it right there. All right, then let's go ahead and do the back side, the back of the card. We're just going to layer again. This is just our standard layering size, 5 1/4 by 4. That's easy. And we just want to kind of brighten up the back side and center that one. And then let's just take Whisper White, and we're just going to make it a tight fit. You know me, I like real tight fits. It's funny, in my classes, they always want me to trim it down a little more, but I think they like the 1/4 inch increments, but I like the 1/8 inch increments for layering. So this one is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, and that's just 1/8 inch smaller than this one. All right, now we'll center that one. Good. All right. Now let's work on the top of the card, the focal point. We are going to start with the white sheet of paper, and that's going to have our little coffee design. And I use the stitched rectangles on this one. And this one is about 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. Like I said, it's about. And this little piece here is the reason that I have all these random different increments of the cardstock, because I'm trying to get exactly the same distance around. And so anyway, this is our starting point for the awkwardness of these measurements. Hopefully you have a Stampin' Trimmer, because they go down to the 1/16. All right, so today, I'm reading this, today's plan is consume. That's the sentiment that's going to be at the top. Make sure you have it the right way. We don't want an upside down card. And we're going to take the Yummy Cinnamon Cider. I like the names they come up with. My daughter teases me on the Stampin' Up! Color. She said, Mom, do you have any goober green in your stash? And oh my gosh, she just makes up the names. Okay, I gotta move it down. I'm gonna have to put my head in here because I have to center it, and I can't see it from that angle. You can see all my gray hairs in there. All right, today's plan is to consume. And are you kidding me? Did I not cut out coffee? Oh my gosh, you guys. All right, I'm gonna chit chat while I cut out coffee. Can you still hear me? Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. All right, I'm still here. I am cutting a little piece of paper so that I can cut out coffee, because I want you to see how cool this lettering is. I am so sorry. And can you still hear me? Every time I do FaceTime Lives, the first thing I think of before I hit the start button is, well, I wonder what little goof I'm going to do this time. And here it is. We didn't even get too far into this, and bam. All right, isn't that adorable? That didn't take very long though, did it? And let me get my needle, because I left my lid off on my liquid glue, and I'm sure it's clogged a little bit. So the liquid glue really is the best for this, or your fine tip glue, but this one is closer to me. And just put little dots of glue. You don't have to put it solid on there. You know what? I'm on my next order, I'm going to get these adhesive sheets that we have, and you just run it through with your die, and this whole thing will be like a sticker on the back. So I forgot to order that, but I really want to use that, because there's a lot of little dies, and I'm using them all the time, so that's going to be easier. All right, I did not put enough glue on there, so make sure you put enough so it actually sticks, but not too much so it doesn't squirt out the sides. And there we go. All right, let's let that dry a little bit. Now let's work on the coffee cup. We are going to use Memento Black, and just take a tiny scrap paper and just ink that up with the black. And then there's another stamp that will color it for you. You could easily color this on your own, but since there's a stamp for it, let's just do that. There isn't a Bumblebee blend. That's the only in color. They didn't make one, so you have to buy the marker of this if you want for coloring. All right, you're going to see my grays again, but I have to lean over so I can line this up a little bit better. And it just goes right in the center. Isn't that fun? It's kind of a retro, and I don't know if you've ever been on Connie Stewart's blog, but she has a lot of these graphics on her blog. Like, she's kind of like I said, she's retro and has these little graphics, so it's kind of fun how she incorporated her theme with this stamp set. All right, then there's a die that will fit exactly on this, and I cut that out for you so I wouldn't have to cut it, but I had to run to my Big Shot anyway. But look at it, even cuts out the little space in the handle. All right, now we're going to put this on the front, and we're going to pop it up, but I want to put the little steam from the coffee in there, and rather than do the steam first, I want to kind of see where it needs to go. And I also want it a shade lighter. So how you get a shade lighter is you stamp it on scrap paper, and then you stamp it on here, and it'll be one shade lighter. That means it blends, but just isn't so overpowering. All right, now let's put some dimensionals on the back. This card is almost done. We just have to get some layering behind this one. So, do you guys like coffee too? In what way do you like to drink it? Do you use creamer? I'm one of those that puts coffee with my cream. I like peppermint mocha year round. I only found one grocery store that sells it year round. All right, now we need to get into layering this, and this is where those crazy dimensions come in. Look at this first dimension. This is going to be 2 3/8 by 3 11/16. I'm not kidding you. I don't think I've ever used that measurement before, but I'm anal when it comes to some things, and this is one of those. So you're seeing my personality come out. And this is going to go like that. Gosh, that seems a little bit big. I wonder if I cut that right. And then this one is, no, that's right. Okay, this one's 2 5/8 by 3 15/16. Look at that. Lori could not round up to 4. I had to do 3 15/16. Oh my goodness. Whoops. We want to tape on this. Make sure you put tape on the right piece. Oh my gosh, these FaceTime Lives are interesting, aren't they? But if you saw me doing a like a tape on my phone, oh my gosh, it took me forever because I kept starting over, and it just did not go well. So I just said, okay, FaceTime Lives it is. What you see is what you get, but oh well. They can be kind of funny though. Remember that one time I cut the lady's leg off from On to Adventure? Oh my gosh, I could have died, but actually that was one of my most commented videos. Everybody likes to see mistakes because then everyone feels normal, like, oh good, she does that too. That's how I feel anyway. All right, the last little part is we want, at the bottom it says today's plan, consume, and then it's going to say and be awesome. So let's do that in cinnamon cider and just, okay, sorry, I gotta lean forward and make sure I get this lined up, and be awesome. All right, so there's our 2 cards. Oh, I got one more thing. I liked adding a little bit of Dazzling Diamond. Remember this paintbrush thing has clear paint in it, so it's going to pick up whatever color that you have. And if you want, you don't have to do this, but you could even make this shiny. I didn't do it on my example, but let's bling this up a little bit just to give it some sparkle. And as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to get my second cup of coffee. There, that's even better. I'll fix my original because I like that blinged up. All right, there you have it. These 2 cards are ready to go. I might just keep them up and look at them because I just love coffee so much. So that's all for today, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday weekend. I'll be back on Tuesday, which is July 7th. And oh, I forgot to tell you one more thing. I want to remind you about my my class to go, which is the So Much Happy. And this, let me grab the little flyer on it right here. I want to show you the projects one more time because you're running out of time. This closes on July 10th, and then I'll start making the kits up. But the first one is a little happy birthday treat. Can you see that? And there's a little tag with our cello bags. And inside, someone asked me this in the comments, there's a cake mix and frosting, and you can buy these at the grocery store. They're called Betty Crocker mug treats, and they have all different flavors, and it's a microwave thing that you just dump everything in the mug. And then here's a cute little tag and with the banner, and I even put a candle in here, but a candle will not be in your kit because I can promise you in 109 degrees coming from Arizona, this is probably going to make your whole thing waxy. So I just grabbed one that I already have. All right, the next cards are, we have Happy, and this is just kind of a, you can add birthday or whatever you want inside, and it's kind of the eclipse look. It just is raised up, and you can see how the pattern continues on the bottom there. Then the next one is a happy birthday. I love this layout. Oh, I've seen so many cards using this, and this is a punch that carried over from Celebration, and the resin dots that come with it. You'll get a pack of resin dots with that. This one is fun. It's very simple, but just kind of classic looking, and just kind of offset a little bit, and the balloon dies are in there, more resin dots, and that's a fun birthday card. And then this one is a little camper with a door that opens, and I always have to poke that up because the awning is 3D, and it's just celebrate, again, whatever occasion that you have. So make sure you look on my blog for the link for this, because this class will soon be over, and you can get the works, which is the stamp set, the dies, and all the embellishments, or you can do the second tier option B, which knocks off the stamp set and dies, and then you'll get the embellishments that come with it, or you can do the tutorial over. So I hope you enjoyed all the projects you saw today, and have a wonderful and safe 4th of July weekend, whatever you end up doing, and we will see you next week. Thank you everyone for joining us. Bye-bye.